damn, these guys be doing all this extra shit.
But I think effort is hot. Like, it just shows that they're interested, and I think
But so
it doesn't matter like what length they go to if they show that they care and find something specific to what she likes or what you like.
Here's the guy's perspective. Effort is hot. Why can't y'all do that shit?
Who says we don't?
Who said we don't?
We do.
You don't.
I do. I know.
Bullshit. No fucking way.
I used to clean his house just because he would like.
After you were in a relationship, right?
I mean, yeah, but...
On the first date, did you do it?
No, I didn't go to his house.
Second date?
I didn't go to his house a while.
Right, so once the relationship was more established...
I would buy him some food.
Right.
I would drive him. Like, I would go both ways.
Right, but this idea of guys should put more effort in, like... It's kind of...
in my opinion, it should be 100% both ways. It shouldn't be one...
It isn't.
It isn't. I'm just saying that was my opinion.
But being old-fashioned, you want to be pursued as a woman. You don't want to be the pursuer. And my husband told me he used to take notes when we would talk, and then he would be like, set up the next date based on all our conversations and do something really sweet.
That's so cute.
It's just like little stuff like that. It's like you really want to show me that you love me. And if you do that for me, I'll do that back. Because sometimes people in this world, they don't want to do that. They just want to just hit it.
Yeah, but then you'll also encounter women where if you do all that extra shit, you come off desperate and just.
Then she doesn't know your worth. Then you leave her and you find the next woman that appreciates you.
Yeah,
it's about the compatibility.
Also, it kind of just
a man is secure when a woman appreciates what he does. Now, if a woman's not appreciating it and not showing, if they're not showing that they appreciate those small things, then he should bounce.
I feel like everyone should just be appreciative of everyone, and everyone should just say, I love you, I thank you, I see you for this, and I see what you're doing for me, and I appreciate you.
Also, it's the way it's perceived. So like if a guy were to that I didn't have an interest in were to do that for me, then it would be like perceived as maybe like overbearing or creepy. Too much or even creepy. Like, why are you taking me to this remote place? Like, what are you doing? Hanging off a cliff? Like, that could be perceived differently if you weren't interested in the guy already originally.
Same with taking notes off of my conversations. I would be a little creeped out.
Exactly.
If I didn't like him, I'd be like, what are you doing?
But it's like, it's sweet. It's like, oh, you think about me that much that you write down my birthday. You think of this. You FaceTime me and be like, oh, here, like I thought of you.
And like both of those examples of like a man doing something like forthright to like show his interest in you, both did not cost probably more than anything really. Like a first date.
Canvas, paint is fucking expensive.
No,
a girl to
it
a
doesn't
restaurant,
have to be. I'm an artist. It doesn't have to be. I paint. I'm a painter.
The effort doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to pay. It doesn't have to cost money. It just has to be like literally pick up a rock on the side of the road and say, here you go. I literally thought of you and I love you, and just like literally anything.
It costs nothing to just type something in your notes.
Hold on, but there's a difference between the effort that you put in once there's an established relationship, and then you're just meeting this person.
I agree.
You don't really know how they move.
Definitely.
For example, can I ask perhaps both of you a question?
Sure.
Not to throw you under the bus. You're currently having sexual intercourse with 10 to 15 men. I would like for you to make a convincing argument that I ought to extend the kind of treatment that you guys are talking about to somebody who's currently sleeping with 10 to 15 other people. Do you think
have that treatment with multiple people though?
Yeah, you still get it.
Yeah,
but there's a question of deserving it.
And it's temporary.
I say personally, you just have to know your worth and know that you are gorgeous and you are beautiful, and that I know you've probably been told this by so many people, but genuinely it doesn't change until you start believing it. You are worth to have just one man and to have that man love you so much and just like give you their all. I'm like, personally, I'm Christian, so like I won't get like religious on here, but like just you deserve to have love and respect from someone, and you deserve
or many people if that's what you desire, because
you can. It's about the desire and the want.
But like, so here's this like, all right, a guy should do this like traditional chivalrous thing. He should be chivalrous. In my view, men only ought to be chivalrous if the woman is whatever the reverse of that is, aka a lady. You want gentlemanly treatment, you ought to be a lady. She's still going to get it. She'll still get it because there's a bunch of simps out there that have no respect for themselves. That's totally fine. But there's no scenario where I'm going to do all those romantic gestures towards a woman who's entertaining
And I don't think
multiple
you
other
should.
men.
No,
Well,
and
because
you
that's not
shouldn't.
what you want. So
No, they win in the long run.
have
The
to
ones
go
that
for
stick
it.
around, though.
Margaritas.
What's that?
The ones that stick around, though, they stay.
But why do you think they stay?
'Cause they do.
Out of genuine curiosity.
Out of
They're
probably
pressed.
just
They're
being-
pressed to get pussy.
No,
They can't.
it's
they-
about a relationship more so. I build friendships and stuff with people I sleep with. And yeah, I'm really close friends.
Do you
Closer to the
think? Do you think?
Closer to the mic, baby. He was saying closer to the mic. You're okay. You're okay.
Do you think they respect you?
Yeah, fully.
Especially since she's being honest with them. It's not like she's intentionally like
And I don't let men
deceiving
degrade
them.
me in any way, shape, or form. So.
You-
And
Yeah.
no man should ever degrade a woman, and no woman should ever
Sorry,
degrade a
I'm
man.
not. I'm gonna just give you a hard line right now. They don't respect you. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't. They have zero respect for you.
Or,
They
Well,
want.
it
or they don't
depends
have
on
respect
what-
for themselves.
They want your pussy, and that's all.
yeah,
And
but
that
it
is all you are
depends-
to them.
It depends on
and
what
that
their
might
definition
be
of
all she
respect
wants
is.
to be at
Gifts
the
at
time,
10.
though.
Yeah.
That might be all
Because I
she
don't
wants to be
want
at
a
the time, though.
relationship
And
or
like you
someone to
said,
stick around.
I mean, so exactly what you were saying. Why would she I mean, you just said you don't care about that stuff. You're like, I don't mind. So she doesn't mind.
Yeah.
She doesn't mind. But like personally,
I mean, I think people go through phases in life too,
True,
right?
yes.
You meet
True.
people.
Yeah,
oh no,
I'm
I'm
not
just like
saying
I'm
it's a
trauma.
change.
No, I'm not
Everything's
saying
a
you are going through phases. I'm just saying everybody is on their own journey and everybody's looking for something, right? So, for example, you're attracting other men that are kind of on your vibe, right? And you're
Because I feel like
probably
I deserve
attracting
that.
people that are on the similar journey of what you're looking for. So you can't say someone's
getting lag, Nick.
disrespecting you. And
Yeah.
You're right.
Hold on.
So that's what I'm.
I think it's fine. I think it's fixed. Chat, just refresh. Chat, just refresh if you had any lag. It's working again. Sorry, guys. Doesn't look like we. I don't see dropped frames, so I don't think it was too bad. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
I'm just kind of answering your question in a way. Why would a guy go out of his way on the first date? I think it's because he probably met you and he felt how you are, and he kind of knew your intentions
And he
and
knew
what
what he
you're looking
wanted.
for, and he knew what he wanted. So I think it's totally cool that he did that for you.
I agree.
And I think if you want that in the future, you'll attract people that would do that for you.
Yeah.
Could I
And
enter?
It's about what you want.
There's a huge difference in dating to date, and there's a huge difference in dating to marry.
Yeah.
Dating for a
Yeah,
long
yeah,
time.
obviously.
And
So
Can I just interject and say one thing? So, and I mean this in like the most respectful way. When you were in between marriages, you were sleeping with roughly the same amount of people as Amber is sleeping with currently. So just like how she is just as deserving as finding the husband that you found that stood up to the plate, she is too. That's just not the stage that she's currently in because she's 22 and
But
hot
at
and
the
lives in
s-
LA.
At
and
the same
doing her thing.
time, you are literally eating away at your soul when you're doing that. It is harmful to your psyche. It breaks you down as a human being. And one day, not now, might not be 10 years, might not be 20 years, one day you will feel shame for the way you're behaving. And if you don't feel shame for the way you're behaving, then you have not grown at all. And the
Maybe
thing
that's
is,
Why would
she
you
has
feel
to
shame
go
at all?
through that.
Yeah,
Shame
so the
behavior.
thing is, if you change your behavior now, you can get on a different path and you cannot do the damage to your soul. But if you continue in this behavior,
Soul is what it is.
Can I interject? Are you looking to find a husband, or are you just?
No.
That's
not the
do
thing
you-
exactly what you want.
Do you
I want a husband and a
would
wife.
you would you
I
like
don't
a
want-
Oh my God,
would you
yes,
like
please.
would you like one partner in the
No.
future? That's not something that you desire.
I don't think so. to
Can
be
I
honest.
ask why? Just out of curiosity.
Trauma, probably just from trauma.
I mean, I've personally had like a lot of trauma in the past as well. Probably nothing compared to yours or whatever, but just like
Don't ever compare trauma. Everyone.
Yeah.
that's a valid statement. But it's just like, if you really like, everyone deserves that. If you're, I mean,
Everyone
I think
deserves
people,
love,
People have
period.
to go through their own path in a way to
Yeah.
grow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone can just say, you have to do it like this, you have to do it like this.
Yeah, there's
If
no
you
one
go
right
through
way.
something,
It's
then
never.
you can change your
And
mind.
what's
You know,
great-
you're gonna
yeah.
change your mind, or you
Maybe
might
there's
or
a person
not.
that'll come across my path
Exactly.
and change my mind, but I don't see it as of now because I mean I live in LA, but everyone's pretty shady. There's no one that's loyal. No,
there are people that are loyal everywhere.
not in LA. Not
Yes,
the
there
scene
are.
I'm
It's
around.
very hard to find people in our scene, I agree
Yeah.
with. But the great thing about Amber's lifestyle is that you don't have to live it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
have
exactly.
a choice.
Exactly.
I will support whatever my friend wants to do. That's her life.
Definitely.
Of course,
As
if she
long
wants
as
to
you
have
keep it
fun
to
yourself and you're
And she
happy
feels
and you're
fulfilled with how she
you're
is.
not
in
hurting
life.
anybody else.
You can find loyal people. It just depends on where you're looking. Like, you're not going to find a loyal man in a bar, like, drinking with, like, his butt. I mean, maybe you will. But just also, like, if you go to a party, probably not going to be, like, the most, like, loyal. Like, I'm just, like, it's also, like, where you go to find your people.
But you never know who's
eventually
actually
you'll
loyal
grow through
anyways.
it.
So you just
Yeah,
have to
until
trust
you find out the hard way,
regardless.
yeah.
Experiences. If you can't grow through your experiences, then you just don't become a fulfilled person. So even though you're here right now, you hopefully will grow through this and look back and go, could have done things different.
But like, what is growth really? Like, it's different for
It's
every
learning from your
person.
mistakes.
Yeah, but you can learn from your mistakes and still have a different path than you would
Right.
choose completely and still be completely
and you should.
fulfilled
That
and
makes
Can I ask
happy.
you something? So you said there's just nobody in LA. So if there were, would you go a different path?
Maybe, I
So
don't know.
she will grow, and I mean not grow in that way. I think you will.
As long as you
figure out
portray
what you
yourself
want.
in that way, you'll attract the people that you want to attract by the way you look, the way you dress, the way you act, the way you talk. You'll attract the people that
And
are like
she's
you in
happy with
way.
that currently.
Exactly, which is totally fine. That was my opinion on
And
that.
it doesn't mean she has to feel shame later on.
Yeah, I personally, I'll say this right now. I was on this podcast twice before this, and my body count was 100, 200. I didn't even know. I lost track. I didn't care to know. And I'm just going to say this right now. I was in the exact same position. Oh, sorry, I'll let
Jameson
this go.
2029 donated $200. Hey L Smile and everyone on the podcast. Would the ladies date an introvert / someone who is not a social butterfly type of guy?
Just hands up, would you date a introvert?
I prefer that.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm not going to hate a guy on if he's introvert or extrovert.
I feel like you're better
Okay.
almost.
Jameson, thank you for the 200 TTS, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Go ahead.
But like I was saying, I'm someone that was in the exact same place as Amber is now, and we were both on a fucking slut crazy rampage. And like, I'm just saying, like, now I'm in a committed monogamous relationship, which is something I never foresaw for myself. But I found a person that I am attached to and was willing to, completely drop that lifestyle that I was doing. But in no way do I feel shame for it. In no way do I feel like my soul was eaten or I was harmed. I was having relationships with consenting adults. I never was deceitful towards anyone, and therefore I know in my soul and in my heart that I am a good person. I am a loyal friend, and all of those amazing characteristics that I'm sure a lot of us have. And in no way, shape, or form am I going to degrade myself or make myself feel shameful for the actions that I had at a time and place. Would I do it now? Would I do it again after this relationship ends? Hopefully it doesn't, but if it were to, probably not. But that doesn't mean that, and yes, that means growth for sure, like you're expressing, but in no way do I feel shameful or like what I did was wrong.
You can
never.
feel however you want to feel about your past actions. That's totally fine. Frankly, I don't really care how you feel. I don't care if you feel shameful. I don't care if you don't give a fuck at all about, past promiscuity. This is a dating podcast. So from the male purview, most men don't want to date and or marry women who have a past or current of promiscuity.
Yeah, and I had to change in order to attract a good man. Exactly. Now, he has no idea about my past because we've just never discussed it. I was telling him, like, you don't need to watch.
He's watching.
But I had to change my ways. I had to say, if I want a high-quality man, I have to be a high-quality woman. And that does
We do one at
not
a time.
include sleeping with a bunch of people.